And tipping off the NBA season, here are the starting lineups. First for the Kings, Isaiah Thomas out there with Terry. And the big fella inside out of the University of Kentucky, the unbelievably gifted and powerful pivot man, DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Rudy Gay, and it's Landry in at the 4. And then for the Dallas Mavericks, Devin Harris is out there with Ellis, and it's Samuel Dalembert manning the middle at the center position. Then there's Marion, and it's Nowitzki in at the 4. Back to Gay. Outside Thomas. Rudy Gay on the wing. That's in there. Thomas with the assist.
A bit ago, Mike Malone and I were able to chat. One struggle they'll have in this game is finding the right person or combination of players to match up with Dirk. The problem, Coach says,
whatever is comfortable, that's the most important thing.
From outside the arc, the Mavericks pull it in. First opportunity here in their inaugural game of the season to go up against Sacramento.
Well, they capitalized on a weak opponent when they took on this team last year, sweeping.
Thomas kicks to Terry. The feed to Cousins. Unloads from 9, and the basket good. Physically, he can overpower Steve a lot of plays.
Yeah, tremendous rebounder, and he can get to the foul line. Offensively, he's got the ability to step up and become the dominant player that he's capable of.
It'd be interesting to see him on a good team. With some real nice role models on that team.
Absolutely.
People rave about his skill set. Ellis, the pass to Nowitzki. That ties it up.
He'll make you scratch your head and throw your...
Kings have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip.
Mike Malone, the new head coach of the Sacramento Kings, son of a former NBA coach.
5 to shoot. And it's Ellis penetrating. The baseline J off the mark. And the Sacramento team, Clark, not without offensive talent, but their defense has been their shortcoming.
And that's the area they've got to ramp up and improve. And Coach Malone is going to have an opportunity.
Now the pass to Dalembert. Feeds it to Nowitzki. Lays it up and banks it in.
Well, that's the key to basketball. Get the ball inside, into the paint, either with a pass or with penetration.
On deep, Gay. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Marion kicks to Nowitzki. And down it goes. Jamming that one home. There it is, guys. That old
free throw percentage says a lot about their concentration and their focus as a team. And this is a key part of the game for this team.
Back to Williams. Outside Thomas. This one for 3. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist.
Agreed, Clark. They've poured in 3 of the last 5 baskets on pretty open looks behind the arc.
And that one's good. Nowitzki right side. Nowitzki off a screen from Marion. Off the screen. That drops. 8 of 15 from the field. Shooting above 50% here tonight. Here's McLemore. And it's sent back by Dalembert. And they get it back. Thompson with the bucket. Harris kicks to Ellis. He passes to Marion. Covered by Outlaw. Marion dishes to Ellis. They grab their own miss. And the jam by Dirk Nowitzki. But that is the effort they're going to need for the rest of this game.
And not just on the offensive glass, Kevin, but all over the floor.
Here's Thompson. Gets it to go. By McLemore. And it's Ellis penetrating. Shot is blocked. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And the shot is good. Now it's a 6-point. Sacramento's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game.
Question, and that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
Terry dishes to Cunningham. Pass to Cousins. From 12 feet out. No good. Now Dallas takes it the other way. And Wright kicks to Carter. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. Mavericks trailed by 10. Kicks it out to Nowitzki. Here's Wright. Up and in on the layup. There's the dish to Carter. That ball's nice speed this time from Jose Calderon. There's Thomas with the three. Kept alive by Sacramento. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket. Ball's knocked loose. And now it's Ellington running. He can go all the way. Throws it up high. And Vince Carter with the slam.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better.
Terry kicks to Cousins. And Wright pulls it down. Wright's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Carter dishes to Calderon. Ellington from outside. And that one's good. And now just a 3-point, Steve, with your fan base.
Kevin, I had a chance to see some of the designs of the uniforms that were being suggested. Some pretty sharp-looking duds. But
as the undisputed dunk king in years gone by, but as his spring and lift has been grounded, he's made up for it in other ways and has really improved as a defender.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Britt.
He fired his agent. He ended up taking a deal with the Mavs for 3 years, $30 million. 5 of that in incentives. Guys, at least he's close to home. Dallas, a 6-hour drive from his hometown.
Storm back with Toronto. Still an NBA player with great quality.
yeah, he can do a little bit of everything, Kevin. Not the explosive guy that he once was, but he's always been
The Kings trailed by 4. And it's Terry off the drive. Rudy Gay on the wing. Back to Terry. Sacramento moving it around. Fires for 3. That's good from Thomas on the assist by Terry. Larkin kicks to Nowitzki. Nowitzki left side. It's hauled in by Thomas. Sacramento's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Gives him the lead pass. Cousins. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Shot there.
Thomas kicks to Terry. He feeds it to Gay. Stolen by Carter. The finish. Throws down the breakaway jam. And breaking down some numbers here.
Part of the reason that's the case.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Samuel Dallenberg, who's checked in for Wright. Blair comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Jay Crowder's checked in for Vince Carter. And it's Ellison for Wayne Ellington. With the great offer from the Seattle group, Steve, do you think there's a chance the league could expand to Seattle?
I think so, especially with that tremendous offer that the Seattle group put forward. And now the new CBA, it's made it much more favorable for the owners. I think in the next few years, we will see at least 1 expansion team, maybe 2.
And Cousins gets it to go. They get a hand on it. And stolen by Gay. Thomas inside. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the way up.
And prior to last season, they made sure they got their finances in order to make a run at Darren Williams to bring him home to Texas. Didn't work out, but they did the same thing this last offseason.
Okay, well, let's check in. Additional rebuilding phase where they're going to finish at the bottom for a few years. Steve, they're going to have to lure some free agents.
And one way or another, their top brass has always made sure that they would be able to move contracts around and make an offer to whatever big-name player was out there. But think about it, the last 2 years they had unlimited cap room, unable to lure that big free agent fish to Dallas.
And that one goes in.
Shot blocker and also a pretty good offensive rebounder as well. Fellas, that's exactly the job the big guy has to do for him. Contest every rebound.
Marion, the stupendous finish in traffic.
He's only 5'9", and he wasn't drafted high, wasn't recruited that heavily, but I think he's demonstrated that he can hold his own with the best in this league.
That is good. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Here's Cousins. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Gay passes to Terry. And it's sent back from Dallenberg. Harris against Cousins. And it's Harris off the drive. Ellis outside. Tries it from 19. Kept alive. Here's Nowitzki. And counting. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And take care of the basketball like they do, you put yourself in position to win.
I was just really impressed with the free throw shooting that you mentioned. Top 5 in the league in free throw percentage, trying to knock them down to have a chance to win.
Here's Ellis after Rudy Gay's bucket. Gets it to go. And 11 points for Monte Ellis.
A great reputation as a defensive mind. He's shown that as an assistant with the Hornets and the Warriors. And in both cases, he helped those teams get better defensively.
And it's Harris off the drive. Kicks it out to Ellis. Lets it go with a three. Here's Blair. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. McCallum, the pass to Evans. And that one's good. Evans has got his first 2 points. Marion backing down. Now the pass to Calderon. All sorts of time. The Mavericks rebound. Here's Blair. Nice D from Cousins.
They've clearly been the better team on the glass. It hasn't necessarily translated.
And for all the Kings fans, what a great victory. Former three-time NBA All-Star and Sacramento native son, Mayor Kevin Johnson, in
Their team, and hopefully Seattle will end up with one in the next couple of years.
just 4 to shoot. Here's Dallenberg. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Passes it to Gay. Here's the floater. That's good. Gay's got the first field goal to
Cool down. Coaches will call a timeout sometimes just to take away some of the momentum that he provides for them.
And something else that comes to mind with him is how many guys he's given the poster treatment to. I mean,
catching up on the changes for Dallas. Juwan Blair. He's checked in for Dallenberg. Nowitzki comes in for Sean Marion. And it's Ellis in for Jose Calderon. And the Kings pushing it up now. He's got the ball. Landry kicks to Gay. Thomas. Back to Gay. He feeds it to Landry. Puts up the baby hook. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
35%, in fact, from the three-point line the last 3 seasons, Kevin. So, he's not a lights-out shooter, but he's become respectable from that range.
The dish to Nowitzki. And it takes a hard bounce. The Kings have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Good. 25 points for Rudy Gay. He's covered by Gay. Looking to end the run. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Just an enormous advantage for them on the boards.
guys, the key to the lead to me has been they've dominated the glass. It's that simple.
There's an update from the sidelines.
Yes, thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Rick Carlisle was saying to the team. He was riding them pretty hard for the number of silly fouls for points at the free throw line. We'll see if they'll respond, guys.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Landry gets the bucket. Landry's got 4 points this quarter. Defended by McLemore. Ellis, the pass to Crowder. Launches a three. Cannot hit. Kings leading now by 9. And McLemore kicks to Landry. And he takes the fantastic lead pass. Ellis outside with the lead pass. And finished off by Wright. And on a fierce finish.
Yeah, and that's exactly how they're going to cut into the lead, Kevin.
Yeah, that's why they've got to tighten up their D. And I'd be surprised if...
It's exciting times for the Kings fans and a lot of newfound optimism around this team, too.
Boy, look at the rebound totals. He is absolutely dominating out there.
Boy, that's been something to watch. My goodness.
And it's good. And it's blocked by Marion. The drive by Ellis. That one goes. Count.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Calderon against Thomas. McLemore. Back to Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. They need this one. Foul call. Looked like the D didn't get there in time, and he'll shoot free throw.
Simply just willing himself to the line here.
And the Kings making a change here. Terry's checked in. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth. Calderon against Thomas. Calderon dishes to Ellis. That falls. Nice feed this time from Jose Calderon. 17 points for Monte Ellis. As against Calderon. Thomas goes in. The shot is off. Ellis with some nice D.
Well, they've had the advantage in rebounding all night, but none bigger than the one right there.
Good D by Thomas. Kings leading now by 5. Pass to Terry. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
What a smooth finish.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes strong.
Ellis kicks to Calderon. Tipped. And now Terry pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Exceptional play to take the bump and still get it up and down.
White, the pass to Marion. And Montiel's the bucket on the assist by Marion. Was against Calderon. There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. With a step back. That's good. And the Kings lead by 9.
Well, this is going to seal the deal. They've really exploded here to the finish line.
You know, once they sniffed out that blood in the water, the killer instinct came right out.
But they'll get another chance.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball.
And that kind of defense is just not going to cut it, guys. I mean, they have to get a hand in his face.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And so they foul intentionally. So the Kings win it. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said.